So, war has started. We are in part 2 of the Declaration of Independence, and we are talking about the Great Declaration, where I hear the Great Declaration on apstudynotes.org. So, I fell down in this chair right before the last video. I thought you would want to know. It's currently 10:48, so I'm banging out these videos for you guys. Okay, the Great Declaration. By the end of 1775, the military conflicts with Great Britain increased the eagerness of many patriots to declare their independence. But many other colonists, including influential members of the Second Continental Congress, were wary about breaking completely from the crown. The ties to England remained strong for many Americans, and the thoughts of losing the political and commercial connections to one of the world's most powerful nations seemed irrational to them. Like, Great Britain was supporting the colonies, and Great Britain was seen as the United States back in the day, like superpower status and all of that. So breaking away seemed irrational to some of the colonies, even though the crown put up open defiance, like the colonies were being openly defiant towards us. We still want to be loyal to you. So many colonists believed that a rebellion would change their lives for the worse. They were familiar with the living conditions under British rule and feared the unknown. The upper class in America did not want to lose their status in society and grew concerned about how average Americans would react to independence. In addition, many colonists wondered if common people could actually govern themselves. In early 1776, two significant events prompted the colonists towards severing relationships with Britain. First, the pamphlet Common Sense was published in January. Common Sense, one of the most important documents during this time period, the birth of America. Thomas Paine wrote a political piece criticizing King George III, while colonial leaders crafted gracious and humble petitions to persuade the king to ease Britain's control over the colonists. Paine bluntly called George III a royal brute who was unworthy of Americans' respect. The pamphlet encouraged colonists to break free from England and start a new independent and democratic society. Paine argued that the concept of an island ruling a continent defied natural law. We have it in our power to begin the world again. Reaction to Common Sense was overwhelming. Paine's diatribe put into words the thoughts of many Americans. Even members of the Continental Congress accepted Paine's call to action by urging states to form governments and write their own statements of independence. Okay, so The following month, Congress learns of the Prohibitory Act, closing all colonial ports and defining resistance to the crown as treason. Congress responded by authorizing privateers to operate against British shipping. Additionally, Americans discovered that the British government was hiring foreign mercenaries to crush the colonists. Ultimately, nearly 30,000 German-speaking soldiers, collectively called Hessians, because the majority hailed from Hesse-Kassel, fought in the Revolutionary War. Many colonists associated mercenaries with radical and illicit behavior, including looting and torture. The potential for such cruelty towards Americans, many colonists concluded, doomed the possibility of peaceful reconciliation. So I'm going to wrap it up there, because that's all you needed to know. Those two events set into motion. They still wanted to be loyal to the king. They still wanted to be loyal. But those two acts, common sense and the Prohibitory Act, sealed the deal for independence. I want you to reflect on that and come back tomorrow as we discuss the next 3 topic outlines. Yeah, I'm only publishing one video for today. It's 11 o'clock and I'm tired. So reflect on that, because we just celebrated July 4th last weekend. So reflect on Americans' independence right now. Even though this country has a lot to work on. And hopefully I'll show you that in the next couple of weeks, in the next month, I'll show you that. But for right now, I'm gonna close this out, and there will be 3 videos tomorrow to keep us on track, or 4, I don't even know, to keep us on track. So, love you guys. See you guys tomorrow with 3 videos.